You ever notice how the peace you fight hardest for is always the first thing someone else wants to steal? That's what I learned the day I bought 40 acres of rough Colorado mountain, a battered old fire lookout, and a cabin that still smelled of burnt pine and old stories. I wasn't after anything fancy, just silence, some elbow room, and the kind of freedom you can't buy in the city. I wanted control over my own world, you know what I mean? No nosy neighbors, no rules about mailbox colors, just me in the wilderness putting my life back together on my own terms. So I set about fixing things solar on the roof barrels for rainwater, a few good locks, and a healthy web of cameras and sensors around the place. Some folks call that paranoid, but after years in military intel, I call it living smart. Those little red lights blinking in the trees meant the mountain finally felt like it was mine. 2 days in, though, my new kingdom got its first invader, a black SUV, creeping up the gravel drive like it owned the place. Out steps a guy in a suit so stiff you'd think he was born with starch in his veins, clipboard in hand, announcing himself as if he'd just delivered Moses' stone tablets. He says he's with Community Aesthetics from Aspen Hollow Summit, whatever that meant. I just leaned back, arms crossed, coffee in hand, not about to let some city hall robot tell me how to live on my own mountain. He starts going on about my cameras violating their visual landscape code and says I have 72 hours to take everything down. Now I try to be polite, but there's only so much I can take before sarcasm starts dripping out. I told him unless he had a court order, his next stop should be the bottom of my driveway. His composure cracked for half a heartbeat, then he stomped off, probably to tattle to someone who cared. Didn't take long for the next act, a county deputy rolling up calm as can be, telling me there's a complaint about illegal surveillance equipment. I laid out my property deeds like a poker hand, explained everything was on my side of the line, and let him check the camera angles for himself. The man shrugged, gave me a little good luck look, and said I should expect more calls. He was right. Next day, here comes the queen herself, Karen Rivers, platinum bob heels, digging into the gravel, introducing herself like she was about to knight me. She called my home a military compound and said my tower was an eyesore, ruining her precious mountain harmony. I just sipped my coffee and told her the harmony ended at my fence. You ever deal with someone so stubborn they treat their HOA bylaws like the 10 Commandments? That was Karen. She promised resources and warned me to enjoy my fortress while it lasted, peeling out in her SUV like she expected me to cower. Instead, I started having fun. Every new letter they sent accusing me of ruining their scenic view or threatening legal action I tossed into my burn barrel with yesterday's coffee grounds. When they flew a drone over my land, I shot a flare past it just to let them know they weren't the only ones watching. Then I called my attorney Rebecca, who laughed and told me to keep every scrap of evidence. And wouldn't you know it, the drama escalated like clockwork. Someone started tampering with my cameras at night, tracks in the dirt, a torn scrap of fabric on the fence. No faces on camera, but it was clear someone wanted to send a message. The county deputy was about as useful as a screen door on a submarine. No faces, no charges. So I doubled down, added more cameras, upped the lighting, made the whole place shine like Fort Knox every time someone got close. It felt less like home improvement and more like prepping for a siege. One night, caught on thermal, I see 2 figures slinking through the trees, one with that unmistakable platinum bob, Karen herself. I stayed cool, radioed the sheriff, flipped on the loudspeaker, and warned them they were being recorded. Law enforcement en route. Karen jumped like she'd seen a ghost. Her partner panicked, and within minutes the deputies rolled in, caught red-handed with crowbars and wire cutters. I handed over the video, watched Karen sputter about community standards as they snapped the cuffs on. You can't arrest me, I'm the HOA president. Well, you're not on HOA land, sweetheart. Next day the mountain was so quiet you'd think it all been a dream. But experience taught me bullies don't back off, they regroup. Sure enough, the HOA countersued accusing me of creating a hostile environment. Rebecca just rolled her eyes. She'd seen scarier paperwork and junk mail. I dropped off every file, every video, every nastygram, and the sheriff started attaching it all to their trespassing case. But the twist came from the people I didn't expect, neighbors, folks who'd lived under Karen's thumb for years, finally stepping out to thank me. Paul and Linda, a couple from down the mountain, brought coffee and stories, fines for untrimmed bushes, threats over fence colors, even some poor widow forced to sell. Turns out Karen wasn't just bossy, she was running a racket. With the DA digging in at all, snowballed subpoenas, news crews, HOA bank accounts frozen, and board members sweating. The courtroom showdown played out like something out of a movie. Karen sat across from me, lacquered hair and all her lawyer whispering in her ear, probably promising miracles he couldn't deliver. Rebecca put the evidence up one piece at a time. Videos, drone logs, fake fines shredded the HOA's sob stories, and caught one of Karen's board members bragging about running the mountain guy out. The jury took no time. Guilty of harassment, defamation, trespassing, you name it, for $10,000. That's a number you remember. But here's the kicker. You win a fight like this, and you start to wonder if it's really over. Karen vanished. The HOA's house of cards started folding, but the mountain air never felt cleaner. I put the payout right back into the land: steel fences, military-grade cameras, a plaque at the gate. This land has no HOA and never will. That's freedom right there. And the quiet that settled in, well, let's just say it was the kind of silence you earn, not just find. People still reach out. How'd you beat the HOA? How'd you stand up to the bullies? The answer's simple: document. Everything, never back down. And remember that no one owns your peace except you. And Karen. Last I heard, she was trying to unload her mansion, can't give it away for half price. I guess even dictators find themselves out in the cold sooner or later. So what do you think? Was I right to fight, or did I take it too far? Let me know below, because if there's one thing I learned, it's that standing up for your ground might just shake the whole mountain. And I'm here for every minute of it.